We got a fantastic guest tonight.
You were in your bag for this one. I just want to point that out.
I appreciate it. I knew I had to get it before college. I mean, college basketball is already going crazy right now, but I knew I had to get it before the next few months when I'm not allowed to golf with the man anymore. We got Mark Titus tonight, living legend. Here he is in the flesh, screw out the flow.
Can I just say that you have asked me to come on? How many iterations of shows you've done at this point? Like, it's got to be a world record of the amount of times I've been booked on a Zach Schwartz show, only to get the text that morning like, "Hey, man, I've been bumped so many times that like I can't. I don't even think we're live right now. I don't think I'm actually on. I think this is like another one of your pranks where
you never bump. We bumped ourselves, and we were not worthy to have you. We had to get our shit right.
I got my pandering going, by the way. I pulled out the one Lakers clothing item I own.
It's a great piece. We appreciate it.
To celebrate the big win tonight, the Lakers deciding to play for like what they turning on with 5 minutes left tonight, or was it less than that when they decided to
Listen, I appreciate you coming on. I know I've pestered you many a times, and I really appreciate you coming through. I know things are about to get very chaotic for you. They're already chaotic, but they're going to get even more chaotic as college basketball gets going. This Laker game, not really a ton we're going to want to hit on from it, if I'm being honest. Not real fun, easy on the eyes. I don't need old-ass LeBron playing this many minutes in two OT games in a row. I don't need it.
LeBron should be doing what the fuck AD's doing. What's going like AD? That's why we brought you here so LeBron could chill. You're 18. He can't play every single game. And LeBron, what are you doing? We love you. But listen, LeBron, we love you and we appreciate you. But stop. It's the Thunder. If you lose, you lose. It's fine.
Take a night off.
I gotta say, it is wild to the whiplash I get going back and forth from college basketball to the NBA because the idea of like just turning it on, the idea of just digging yourself like a 25-point hole or whatever it was, it's baffling because if that happens in college, if you're watching a college basketball, I know you guys are both into college basketball, so I don't mean to like explain how it works to you. I'm just kind of you're watching a college basketball game, your team's down 25, you turn that thing off and you don't come back. You're like,
oh yeah.
Like, oh my God, I might not even watch the next game. Even if you're down, even if you tell me your team comes back to win, I'm like, I don't care. If we got down 25, it's good. But in the NBA, it's like, oh, it's halfway through the third quarter. Okay, so start playing now. All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right. And then we'll win.
I think we got to get it going now. Titus, I do want to ask you, it was a big day elsewhere in the sports world. You got Tom Brady and his Buccaneers celebrating Super Bowl. Tom Brady yet again, another championship. You saw, I assume, the video of that man being carried after the parade. We've all here's him throw, which you knew he was sauced when he did this.
This honestly is one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
It really is.
It could have gone so badly.
That is a man who's like, I have won so many of these that this is literally, you know how like the MLB, how Rob Manfred, when the Astros were caught cheating, he said it's just a hunk of metal. Like, I don't need to take the trophy away from them. Yeah. Tom Brady literally views the Lombardi trophy as a hunk of metal. He's like, I've won so many. I don't even have room in my trophy case. So here, someone else take this. It's unbelievable.
Honestly, seeing this, I don't even care about the MAGA hat, to be honest. Like, seven rings. Look, Tom Brady coming to the cookout. Honestly, I had visions of him at the cookout, even just seeing how lit he got. I hope it was Hennessy. That's all I really want to say. I hope it was Hennessy, Tom, because that's what you deserve.
I mean, is it too early to jump into this and ask, like, what did you get? Have you guys ever had a moment like Tom getting dragged out of the parade? I have one. If you guys want to think for a second, let me give you, Titus, a minute to think, because I'm sure there's some Ohio State moments flashing around in there. Josiah at UCLA. I came to visit USC. Oh my God. This photo, it was a double heater kind of night. I went to visit some friends at USC. That's the Troubadour in the background. We went to one of the fraternity houses that I was in, but at ASU. Was too drunk, and it was no longer welcome. Lifetime ban. No, I tried to steal a trophy that was from 1936. I put it in my pants. The kid caught me, and I was like, how'd you win this? And they're like, get out, never come back.
You put a trophy in your pants? Is that what you just said?
Yeah, dude. It was like pre-World War II. I wanted to take that thing home back to Arizona, and I was like, this is hilarious. So that was mine.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Josiah, do you have one? I'll let you go. It's your
I appreciate you, legend. Freshman year UCLA, and this is the reason I still don't drink spiced rum. Had a handle of Bacardi spiced rum. Probably went like 20, 25 shots into that thing. Easily the worst night of my life. Had some obligations I had to do the next day. Let's just say I wasn't in tip-top shape for them. I was literally reeking of alcohol. And it was my introduction into college. It was like week 2 or 3 in the school. I still remember I was with my buddy Shane Hackett. We called him Sugar Shane. He was a living legend, pole vaulter. Just the hamness of our life. We used to have this trail that I won't name because it has a really, really like condescending, derogatory name, but it's not there anymore. But it's a trail you walked up late at night. Women weren't supposed to walk up alone. But literally, like, did a tumble down the trail. It was just like it was.
Do you have like basketball practice the next day or something?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think that was definitely in like basketball practice, religious meetings. I mean, it was a bunch of random shit that went on that I got caught up in. I'm just like, this is not a good example that I want to set for my life.
My story is when I was in college, I was a senior in college. I was asked to throw out the first pitch at a wiffle ball tournament in rural Ohio, a little town called Coldwater, Ohio. They do this like wiffle ball tournament to honor one of the guy's dogs that died. It's like a memorial tournament for a dog that's been going on for years. And like I got sent this email and I was like, this is the funniest thing I've ever heard of. Like I have to go to this. So it's about like 2 hours away, maybe more from Columbus. It wasn't close and it's the middle of nowhere, man. And I go up on the wiffle ball tournaments on Saturday morning. They have this big deal in someone's backyard where I was set to throw out the first pitch. I was like, I'm gonna go up Friday night and get a lay of the land and have a good time, whatever. So I go up Friday night. I walk into a bar. Like there's one bar in town that everybody goes to. We go in. People recognize me, which is like very, very strange and bizarre. Yes. And one of the people that recognizes me owns the bar and is like, just come back and take whatever you want. So he takes me to the back of the bar and he's like, the world is your oyster. Have whatever you want. I was carrying around a gallon of cherry bombs. I had beers in every pocket of my pants that I was just cracking open. And anyway, it was one of the I think I've gotten alcohol poisoning twice in my life. That was one of them. And I threw up all over myself. I wake up the next morning. I am still just as drunk as I was the night before for this first pitch. I throw out the first pitch, just drunk as a skunk, and then I walk over to the shade and pass out. And then I don't know who won the tournament. I don't know what happened after. I don't even know how I got home. I don't remember. I think like someone I was with like took me home back to Columbus. So that was it. God bless Coldwater, Ohio. Never go. If you're ever asked to go to Coldwater, Ohio, say no, but say it respectfully. Be like, you guys are good people, but I don't need that in my life right now.
God bless Coldwater, Ohio, and God bless college. You gentlemen, both college basketball fans. We started the show with that. Titus, I gotta ask you, best team in college basketball right now, and best player. Like, who's the most must-watch player?
So I was very high on Gonzaga, like everyone else early on. Baylor has definitely caught up-ish, and it's to the point that if someone says Baylor's better than Gonzaga, if they would have said that early in the season, I would have said, not that you're crazy, but like you're wrong. I mean, like what we've seen out of the two teams, like Gonzaga is definitely the better one. I still think Gonzaga's better, but if you said Baylor's better, I wouldn't necessarily argue with you. It's definitely neck and neck in my eyes. The only difference is Gonzaga's more talented to me. Like they're both so dominant, they play well together, and they run their programs similarly. But Gonzaga has Jalen Suggs and Corey Kispert and Drew Timme, and Baylor basically has Jared Butler, and that's about it in terms of like NBA guys. I mean, they have talent. I don't mean to say any Baylor fans watching this. Davion Mitchell's good. Whatever. Yeah, you know what I mean, Zach. They just have like more top tier talent. So I think Gonzaga is the answer for that.
Did you just like have a mental lapse and forget the Pac-12 teams that are also in the mix, or is that?
Well, dude, in all honesty, you both are gonna hate this. You asked me a guy I'm in love with, a player that I'm in love with. The more I watch Evan Mobley, oh my god.
Yeah, I mean,
he's awesome, right?
He's awesome, dude.
Yeah,
they smacked us. We didn't have any big, so it doesn't count. But I've seen that kid. Been watching him since high school. Yeah. He's definitely a dude that.
He's a beast.
If I was at SC, I'm giving him at least 500 racks to come through. That's, no questions asked. How do you want it? Hundreds, 20s, ones? What do you need?
It was so funny watching him in high school because he'd come through, and at every different high school, you'd see him talking to the best player, and you could just tell he was trying to sell them on USC. Yeah. Like, hey, you just set up this checking account, and the money appears. Like, it just shows up. No, I mean, I don't know what the conversation was, and to play with him must be fun as hell. I mean, there were a lot of people that thought Zaire Williams was going to end up there, but that obviously didn't happen. Where the hell were you at? What were you say?
Never forget that after USC was tied up in the FBI, as USC is like all tied up in the FBI situation, Andy Enfield offered the entire Bagley family a scholarship. He's like, if your last name is Bagley, I don't care if your cousins, uncles, nephews, if you're a Bagley, you will have a basketball scholarship to the University of Southern California. And then Zach and Josiah, on top of that, so that's the offer, and you're saying like, well, how do you turn down that offer? And I guess the chance to play with Coach K was it? You're telling me that
to move to Durham, North Carolina. That's the
sell. You know what I mean?
Sell.
You know what I mean? Like that was this guy comes into your living room and is like, we're gonna offer the entire family a scholarship. The family's like, you know what? We just love Coach K and the brand that they're definitely not offering us anything more than that. For sure.
That's why I love SC, because SC will come through and give, like, even back in the day when I was there, they had this kid, Desmond Farmer, and his brother was on staff, like, Dobo, all this. Like, if you're good, your family members will get jobs on the squad. No question.
Yeah.
No experience really needed. Like, they're just real basic. Just check something on the resume and we'll get it.
How do you think we landed James Harden at ASU? Very, very quickly with the Bagley family, an unnamed agency. A friend of mine worked for this unnamed agency. And my friend thought he was being smart. He's like, I'm going to go to Bagley's games and get in with the family. And I'm like, dude, he's been on everyone's map since he was a freshman, and it's his junior year. Buddy of mine walks in, hands the dad his business card. The dad looks at it, crumples it up, and goes, fuck off, and just throws it over his shoulder. Doesn't even look at him. Fuck off, and just throws it over his shoulder. And the mom came over and was like, I'm so sorry. He didn't mean that, but bro,
he did.
He did mean that.
Zach, I blame you for how did you I not realize that Papa Bagley was I want to choose my words carefully. LeVar Ball-esque, I'd say.
Yeah.
How did I not know this until recently? Like that's your fault. I'm blaming this on you. How did you never let me know that he's a character and I needed
it is on me. His dad, Jumpin' Joe Caldwell, went to ASU. And I have dealt with Joe a lot. Nice guy, means well. I left before we started recruiting Marvin, or rather Marvin left Arizona right when I graduated. So it's sort of this I just kind of missed it. And then I didn't hear that story until Marvin had already gone to the league, gone to Duke. I knew all sorts of stuff about ASU trying to get him. So I was get the brother, get Marcus. We got him. But I fucked up on that one. There's a lot of good Bagley family stories out there.
Man. Anyway,
we do have something just Josiah and I got to get out of the way here. We've been slandering the Currys, both less Seth, more Steph. And I just want to apologize and say maybe it's time we get him in the mix for MVP.
This is what I have to say, Zach. I don't feel we're not slandering stuff. We de-slander stuff, and I feel like Warriors fans owe us an apology because we lit that fire in Steph's ass many games ago before that 60-point outburst by simply asking unanimous MVP. Can this squad make the playoffs? Can they finish top 10 and get in the play-in game? And that was called slant. There was literally think pieces written about it. The light-skinned golden boy that Steph is got all this, literally combos like, we shouldn't be slandering anymore. Where's our thank you? Where's my fruit basket edible arrangement? I need pineapples, mangoes, and throw some other exotic shit in there. Throw a cucumber, avocado, because they are both fruits.
God, you're right. They do owe us an apology. You're right. Titus, I don't know if you have any thoughts about Steph and the Warriors.
You guys are like the Jordan Love for Steph. Like the Jordan Love gets drafted, and Aaron Rodgers goes out and wins MVP because he's so pissed off. And that's you guys for Steph Curry. You're just lighting the fire under him.
Damn right.
No, it is. So what is the feelings towards Steph Curry as an NBA? What is the Twitter sphere? I try to avoid NBA Twitter as much as possible.
Fair.
Yeah.
Good idea.
So obviously he was like the chosen one. He people loved the guy back in the day. Now that we're past the Warriors, the Death Star version of the Warriors.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say they're a plucky underdog. You're not going to find too many people that are like, man, I hope the Warriors can pull it together and win another one. Right. But what about but maybe there's like some sort of sympathy for Steph. Where do we land as an NBA Twitter community on Steph? Like, is he back to the plucky underdog where are we with this?
For me, I think it's kind of come full circle. Now, I've said a lot of things. The Bay Area people don't like me.
I've said a lot of things.
You took those reins from me. Like they used to hate me. They fat shamed me. I lost a quick 60 pounds. So they couldn't do that anymore. I don't get stimulus checks, so they can't pour shame me. So there's really nothing else that they could do.
Pour shame me.
Couldn't pour shame me.
I made a meme a couple weeks ago. It's on an Instagram meme account that I run, and I took their Oakland jersey and swapped out where it said Oakland, so it just said gentrify.
I remember this.
They were not happy about this.
Yeah.
They're tweeting the Steve Ballmer article I wrote for the Ringer 5 years ago. This you I played basketball for someone that had a lot of money, but it was I'm not hiding this. There's a byline attached to it. What do you fucking think that is? But they don't like me. Warriors World, not a fan of mine. That's a friend of Josiah's. I don't know. I'm at a point where I'm like, I feel for Warriors fans, I would like to see one more run from them where they're kind of not necessarily the best team, but I want to see them compete in the West again. And that's where I end up with it.
But this is why I would say, Zach, this is why you have to stay, or at least I try to stay away from NBA Twitters, because in my mind, Steph Curry has nothing to do with that. You know what I mean? Like, why should Steph have to wear what the Warriors, what would you say, Warriors, the Warriors world, whatever, whatever that drama, like Steph has nothing to do with that.
No, he doesn't.
So, he does, Mark. He does.
You have to hate Steph on his own. Like, hate him if you want, but hate him on his own merits.
We don't hate Steph. We don't. That's the thing. We respect Steph as a basketball player. He's one of the greatest ever. But Steph's fans, they're so new. They're like 13 to 18 years old, so they really just don't understand the game. And the way that they talk and they approach, and they have a super condescending, petty tone when in the good times. Now, when they're winning and rattling off, championship, all the shit talking, chest flexing, whatever. But then, once they start taking L's, it's, feel bad for us. Everybody cry for us. It feels sympathy. Yeah. We're not having that shit. As a lifelong LeBron fan, we've dealt with every different incarnation of hate, and they haven't really even felt hate yet. And let's just be real. Steph hasn't won a Finals MVP, so we can say whatever we want. We can talk about whatever, this, that, and the third. But the bottom line is this. If LeBron had never won a Finals MVP, that would be slander that would be directed in LeBron's direction. So I don't understand why Steph doesn't get it. Give KD his love. It's not a big deal. KD, two-time Finals MVP, arguably the greatest warrior ever in my mind.
I'm definitely a Curry fan, but I will say the one drawback or the one thing that is slightly annoying with the Curry fandom and everything is, like, I think as more time passes, the history books are trying to be written such that Steph Curry invented the 3-point shot in 2016.
Yeah, exactly.
And before Steph Curry came along, no one had stopped and said, "Oh my God, you get more points if you make it from behind this line than you do if you make it and run." Yeah. And then Steph did it, and everyone was like, "Holy shit!"
Holy fuck!
He invented 3-pointer.
This guy.
That's a little weird, but whatever,
Titus, while I have you here, I gotta ask you. I don't know how much you're following Gino Auriemma and the beast that he's got in Paige Bueckers.
Yeah,
dropping 3 straight 30-point games.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't she's amazing. I got to interview her, and she's just the fucking coolest person. This is when she won Gatorade Player of the Year. We got to talk with her at my former gig, and she's awesome. It's very tough for me because I really like her, but I hate Gino Auriemma, and that's just on me. That's just on me.
I've said some things.
I love
that line earlier. I was like, what? How do you feel about Steph? You're like, okay, listen, I've said some things. Such a great way to start.
Yeah.
Granted, I have said things, but
I want to shout out Paige and less so Gino, but good for you, Paige.
So look, put yourself, Josiah. You're probably better suited for this than Zach because you're actually a basketball player.
Oh my goodness!
Put yourself in the shoes of a top women's, like the same sort of thing happens with men's basketball, but you have more options with men's basketball because there are more blue blood, whatever. There are more paths to getting people to notice you in men's college basketball. And women's college basketball, it feels like obviously the stereotype is all the best players just go to UConn, and that's if you're any good, you end up at UConn. So Josiah, what if you're a great women's player coming out of high school, do you feel an obligation to go there? There are girls, like there are other great programs now, right? Like there are girls that can go to, Ionescu went to Oregon and Brittany Griner went to Baylor. Like there are other girls. So like, what is the mindset that, because I feel like Paige Bueckers is awesome. She's done something that no one else has ever done, 30 straight or 3 straight 30-point games. But there is a sense of like, she could have one of the most insane college basketball careers of all time, and she's not even on the UConn women's basketball Mount Rushmore.
Just to be real, if I'm in Paige's position, I'm going to a school that is warm. I'm not really trying to fuck with Storrs, Connecticut under any circumstances whatsoever. Great hoop program, all that, but 30 degrees, I'm good. Probably gonna stay local, West Coast, and if that's the case, I might as well go to the school that's near Bel Air. And that would just be UCLA for me.
There you go.
I knew. But, you've been on that campus. You've seen it. And this is what's sad to me looking at UCLA. It's like, if you come visit here and you go to Kentucky, you go wherever else, those places are whack. Like, have you been to Kentucky? Fucking Mitch McConnell. Like, get out of No. On that alone. But that's the sad thing. Because now it's like she's one of the probably greatest ever to come through there, but next year it'll just be somebody else, similar bucket getters, same beast mentality. So I need to really go somewhere where I can thrive, where I'm number one on the list always, and I'm not really dealing with any competition.
Listen, I could have gone somewhere that doesn't have as prestigious a manager pedigree, and I chose the easy route, and I'm grateful for it because it was really a launch pad, similar to UConn women's basketball. ASU's manager tree, super illustrious, and I get it. We're all the same, we three that did a lot in college, us three, all very similar.
We probably played a similar amount of minutes, so that's the most important.
Yeah, that's true.
Collectively, maybe like a full game. But
I think I spent more time in the training table than both of you did.
Josiah, isn't it depressing to see someone, in this case Bueckers, has an awesome game, she scores a ton of points, but just like any instance of a guy or a girl scoring a ton of points, and you just kind of do the math, and you're like, that's like 5 of my careers that she just had in one game.
I remember every single point that I scored in college, like in detail, like in depth, like post move, jab step. I had like 7 against Arizona State randomly one time. Like we were like super ass, but that was like, I remember they had this kid Tommy Smith, and I gave him like a Jack Sigma, like fucking like spin bucket. It was like the highlight of my careure because there was no way that shit should have went in.
Paige Bueckers, she doesn't remember every point she scored in the second half of that.
She's like, oh, yeah, I did.
No.
I remember that last shot that hit the rim and bounced in the air and went in. That was cool, but I don't know. The rest of them, they kind of all blend together.
That is fantastic. All right, we'll keep it shading here, and I think this is probably where we'll wrap on this last thing. Giselle, you want to hit the McDonald's thing, or you want to hit the taco cone? Which one's more interesting to wrap on?
Let's go. I mean, the McDonald's high seat, I think that's just a great thing for humanity. But the taco cone, because this is we're in the middle of Black History Month, and there's just some Caucasian chicanery going on, and I don't know what it is. We can roll the video, but this made the waves a couple of days ago.
I feel like this is fair to talk about this because, as you know, Zach, I feel like Zach and I have to come together as white men and
apologize. It's not a big deal, guys. I'm not asking for much. It's a couple lines. All right. This is not Cold Stone Creamery, man. What are you doing?
If I'm the PR representative for this woman, I'm saying that this is a bit. I'm saying that, obviously, this is a joke. Obviously, duh. I was just trying to see if this could go viral. You guys are the stupid ones for thinking this was real. That's the spin I'm putting on this, was that it's a parody on all the real videos of white people. Oh my God. This is
dude, I hate it. I've seen it like 3 times and I hate it more every time. Dude, it's so bad. It's so bad. And she's crushing the chips too.
It's got to be a parody. It has to.
Who's eating that? I mean, that's got to look that looks just as bad going in as it does coming out. Like
you go over to this girl's house for the Super Bowl and you're like, oh, good, you touched all the chips and the cheese. Like, thank you.
All right, so woman of your dreams is you've been dating her for 2 months. She's everything. She checks all, but you've already called your boys and you're like, I'm telling you, I found the one. I'm not a guy that falls hard, but this is the one. It's happening. I'm in love. Let's plan the wedding now. And then she's making dinner right now. I got to go. And you hang up the phone and you walk into the kitchen and she's doing this. What do you do?
I get the feeling you might marry you. Like, does your booty
just roll
like this?
No, but my girlfriend can cook well too. This is one. I never even made it far enough to see her scoop it into the cone thing. I turned it off short of that every single time and didn't realize she coned it. Yeah. One, who wants cold nachos like that? Two, I've seen the ones where someone takes like you do the full baking sheet style. Like I can fuck with that. I just don't understand why. But if the woman did that, I would be like, when are we getting married?
To be fair, again, as her PR representative for this, we didn't taste the cone. Like we're just saw the video. Like you gotta actually like, what if it's like actually delicious? What if it, what if we're the crazy one? What if she unlocks something and you take a bite of that thing and you're like, I have my doubts, but I'll be goddamn. That's not bad.
Yeah, I think for
me, to the fans.
Andy, shout out to Andy. Bro, I think the bigger thing for me, and I don't know what this says about me, is like the whole time I'm watching, I'm like, she's scraping the countertop and she's staining the countertop. Yeah, the whole time. I didn't even have as much. Like if she had done that maybe on like a cookie sheet, fine. Why do you have to do it on the marble?
Yeah.
But I was raised in a clean house, so maybe that's on me.
I think that means you're officially old, Zach. That you're noticing. Like,
let's go. Yeah. Fair enough.
The interior design versus the
God damn. Yeah. Well, I think. Do we have anything left? No. Titus, I appreciate you jumping on. Tell the people.
Are we gonna talk about Josiah's dad dunking? I mean, that's
on
the rundown. Sure. Like, what the hell? Like, I just want even if we don't have to talk about it, I just want to mention it. I just want to mention it. Respect to your father.
Hold on.
10-foot hoop. He got man boobs, but that's one of the unfortunate things he's passed down to the family.
Legend. Damn, absolute legend.
But he's out here getting it. Still, girls ball, but look, 65.
Titus, quick question. Can you still dunk?
Yes. The answer has to be yes.
I bet yes.
Yeah, I dunked. It was last summer's last time I did it. And then, I guess about 2 summers ago or close. It's been about a year and a half because I haven't even tried in a year and a half, so I don't know. Can you dunk?
No, I was really fat. I've lost some weight thanks to Warrior shaming me, but I'm hoping like 15, 20 pounds I'll be back at that level. Maybe even 2 hands on the rim.
We should do like I don't want to do a challenge because that pits us against each other. We should be in this together. Yeah. It should be kings crowning kings here. But like we do something where we try to dunk, and like when all the Corona is over and we all like go to Pauley Pavilion and I'm on one end and you're on the other end and we're just we just got a live stream and the two of us are just like
I feel like that's a hit. We can put that on Netflix.
I dunked my senior year in college. I could still dunk. And in practice, it was like the end of practice, I ran down and dunked it. And one of our players was like, he couldn't believe that I was able to do it. Next day, twisted the shit out of my ankle and have not been able to dunk since. So that's it. That's it for me. That was it for the career.
You did it once.
But I did it once. It was a huge moment. Was so happy. He threw me a lob. The next one, it was like a, just barely tip it in kind of a thing.
The worst is being kind of tall, and I'm definitely like on the skinnier side. And so when I play pickup basketball, guys will throw me lobs still. And I mean, I haven't played in a little while, but like, oh my God, that is like, there's nothing more emasculating than a guy throwing you a lob, and you're just like, I don't know, come on, dude. You just like grab it next down. I think I'm gonna once I start playing pickup again, I'm gonna pivot. I'm gonna go away from like the guy who like catches it and like, come on, what are you doing? and I'm just gonna try to dunk every single lob again. I'm just gonna catch. You throw the
There's
lob,
a lot of written stuff.
like, throw it into the rim. Just be like, I don't know, man. Bad pass. You got to.
He goes over the fence. People are all pissed. You're like, dude, you threw the lob. I tried. Oh my god.
Anyway.
God damn. Well, Titus, I appreciate you coming on. Where can the people find your stuff, and where can they follow you?
So please, I'm begging you, subscribe to Titus and Tape Podcast. College basketball it's cold in much of the country, Zach, but the college basketball action is heating up, as you know.
Yes, in these gyms.
No, we're excited. We didn't have a tournament last year, as you know, and the tournament is definitely happening. And so listen to our show. We bullshit better than anyone else on college basketball, and
Yes,
that's
do.
about it. That's about all I have to plug is that. So there you go.
Awesome. Well, thank you for hopping on. I hope to see you on the golf course very soon.
Yeah, we got to get that back.
100%. 100%.
I suck at golf. I'm gonna come fuck with y'all just to go out there and drink.
Dude,
I'm at that point in life.
We just smoke cigars and drink beers. I mean, we barely are there for the golf.
Well, the three of us just play best ball or something, and we just
yeah.
That'll be fun.
Maybe we can hustle Chris and Rob again.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
All right, guys, you're the best.
Appreciate it.
See you, fellas.
Thanks for watching, guys.